And for this sheriff department to continuous tell lies, it's right here in its documents. Read the third autopsy report, peoples. Don't take my word for it. Read the third autopsy report. It doesn't state what he said.
I'm a minister at the First Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, and my grandchildren attend school out there.
Yes, sir.
And there were some things that I was kind of concerned about, because I had asked a gentleman by the name of George Boston Ryan to come in and video my granddaughter's graduation, and he was stopped and said he wasn't allowed to come on the premises, and we was trying to find out what had he done that he couldn't come out there.
He was stopped by who?
By the sheriff department. He said that he was given orders by you guys that he wasn't allowed on the premises.
Okay. I think that may be something you'd have to take up with the sheriff's department.
Okay. So you guys, it's okay if he come out to the premises if something come up?
No, sir. What I'm saying is I believe that there was, and I don't know what they called it, some sort of order based on something that happened in the past, that I believe that there's something in place. And again, I think either he would need to discuss that with you, or possibly the sheriff's department.
Oh, okay.
No, so I do believe there's something in place. I don't want to tell you something that's not right.
Right.
But I do believe that is accurate.
Right. Well, all right. Well, I tell you what, can you set an appointed time that I can come in and sit down with you?
Yes, sir. I would be glad to.
What about tomorrow sometime? What would be a good time?
I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Hold on just a minute. Let me turn this calendar around.
All right.
Can you see your calendar?
No, I'm not at the present time.
Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you this. Is there a particular day of the week that's better for you?
What about today? What about Friday morning?
Well, we're closed the rest of this week. That's what I was calling.
Okay.
This is part of the time when...
Well, what about Monday of next week?
All right. Let me open this thing up. Monday is June the 3rd.
Yes, sir.
I've got on Monday and Tuesday of next week, I'm meeting with each. We have 12 schools. I'll meet with all of our principals on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
I've already got all of them scheduled.
Well, I'm scheduled to go to Atlanta. I got to be in Atlanta on Wednesday and the rest of that week, so I can't make that one.
All right. Well, hold on just a minute. I'm just flipping over the next week, which is Monday the 10th.
Okay.
I've got a principals meeting that day. Hold on, we'll get us today. Hold on just a minute. Let me turn this thing over. That Thursday morning, which is the 13th, and I know you may not know off the top of your head, but that may be a possibility we could shoot for.
Okay. Well, you busy the rest of the day?
Is that on the 13th, on that Thursday?
Well, yeah, but what about today?
I've got somebody scheduled at 3, and then somebody after that.
All right, well, we just make it for that time then, and we'll see what we can do, and I'll give you a call back, or we'll get back in touch.
All right, so you want to set a time on that morning, or you want to just wait and call me back? Whatever works for you.
I'll just call you back.
Okay, all right, that'll be fine, and we'll get a time that'll work for both of us, and I'll be glad to.
All right, well, as of you know right now, there's nothing that you guys have done to say that George Ryans can't come on the school campus.
I think there is something in place through the sheriff's department.
Okay.
Yes, I do think there is, but
all right.
I'd prefer that he either talk to you about that or the sheriff's department. I don't want to tell you something that's not right.
Okay, all right. Well, that'll work then. All right.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Huh? Yo, if I had 100 sheep and one of them got away, I would leave the 99 and go find that one. That's right. Look from the locks and jaws of Satan, I come creating, penetrating with force from the land of the lost and coming. Like Muhammad got the devil on the run, rising like the sun. Keep your eyes on the one, so on base. Then to bring forth a reborn nation, up against the norm, creating a new formation. This foundation that I be standing on is firm. Look, y'all, we must learn. Oh, as a people, we gon' burn in the fire. Let's join hands with the Messiah. The land be.
Could you have someone monitor it, please? I need a 27 through Georgia, please.
So we're doing it with it. We don't have anybody to monitor at this time.
Could you call someone in to help us out? Zero 51422-709 through Georgia. I didn't know you were in the Air Force.
Yeah, I'm retired Air Force. Why are you checking me out?
Yeah, do what?
Why are you checking me out?
Because you issued a criminal trespass.
For what?
Wes Taylor said nobody's allowed to be on the Board of Education.
Beg pardon?
Mr. Taylor, the superintendent, said nobody's allowed to be on the Board of
So
Education.
you issued me what?
Criminal trespass. You can't be on the property.
Sir, I've never been told that.
I know, that's what I'm telling you now. Mr. Taylor just called and said it.
But why are you running my tag? That's my question.
No, I'm running your driver's license.
That's what I'm saying.
Any contact with anybody, you got to run the.
Okay, oh, I got you. Okay,
yeah, just for
okay,
safety. And everything.
okay.
What happens if you're wanted guy? You wouldn't want me running someone.
I'm just asking a question. I appreciate it. I got you, bro.
You know what I'm explaining.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. I just got back from Atlanta, so I thought they said we're gonna be right here.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Yeah.
I just got back from Atlanta. They called me out. I didn't know.
3 Sierra.
27 returns to George Boston, Class C ballot, 741029.
Yeah. Come on. Where y'all supposed to be at?
I don't know. Like I said, I met with a guy from the Justice Department in Atlanta. That's why I had to cancel that to come down here.
They're releasing the autopsy results, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Where are you? I'm telling you, they're fixing to do it right now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I just got back.
Mr. Taylor said no criminal trespass on Board of Education or any property owned by lands at all and everything.
If I had 100 sheep and one of them got away, I would leave the 99 and go find that one. Look from the locks and jaws of Satan, I come creating, penetrating with force from the land of the lost and coming. Like Muhammad got the devil on the run, rising like the sun. Keep your eyes on the ones on the base. Then to bring forth a reborn nation, up against the norm, creating a new formation. This foundation that I be standing on is firm. Look, yo, we must learn. Oh, as the people, we gon' burn in the fire. Let's join hands.
Greetings.
The land be
I'm George Boston Ryan with the Get To Free Press, a freelance journalist, social media guy. I'm standing on Lowndes County school system property, and I have a right to be here, although I am currently under a 9-year criminal trespass by orders of Wes Taylor or former Sheriff Chris Prime. And I want you to know that I violated no law. It's like as if though I am blank with no significance whatsoever. And that's the way they do here in Valdosta and Lowndes County. They do whatever they please. And the judicial system will not take action to correct the wrongs. On January 11th, 2013, Kendrick Johnson was found dead in the old gymnasium here. And I was called by Kenneth, the father, that night. And I don't want to get into this too long, but I want to say this to you. 2 sheriff deputies put me under a bogus, perhaps racist, disgraceful criminal trespass when I violated no law. 2 sheriff deputies verbally communicated to me that if I went on any part of Lowndes County school property, not just Lowndes County High School, but any Lowndes County school property, that I would be arrested. Well, I'm out here again today. You've seen me before on the property. So if they arrest me today, I'm ready to be arrested, and I've been ready to be arrested because I have some attorneys now who want to take this case. I don't know why they want to take it. All I ever asked Sheriff Prine and Wes Taylor to do was to remove me in writing. The county attorney, Turner, seemed as if though he don't care about taxpayers' money being wasted. I can win this case very easily. Ryan, what you talking about, man? Well, I have it on audio that they put me under this criminal trespass. But guess what? Guess what? Wes Taylor said he didn't do it. Sheriff Prine said he didn't do it. The magistrate court said they didn't know nothing about it. All the judicial judges say that's wrong, it's illegal for them to do that to you. That's what they told me. Say it's illegal. Isn't that something? I told you all that in Valdosta and Lowndes County, these people will do any damn thing they want to do. And then, on top of all of it, they back it all up. They back up each other. It's like they're in the clique and among the slicks. The news media. Listen, do you not know that the Valdosta Daily Times, a newspaper that have been here since the 1800s, do you know that they never reported anything about this racist, bogus, unjustified criminal trespass on me? Even more disgraceful and sickening, do you know that Sheriff Prine didn't think enough of Georgia law? Superintendent Wes Taylor of Lowndes County School System didn't think enough of me. The 2 deputies, one black, one white, did not think enough of Georgia law in the Constitution of the United States Amendment, freedom of the press, freedom of assembly, and freedom of speech, to put it in writing. They never put anything in writing. But because I know how Satan and all of his followers operate, so I used my tape recorder and I recorded both of them. And I've got it throughout the web. I got over 500 videos that I've published about this bogus criminal trespass. Do you not know that if Wes Taylor, Stride Jones, the lieutenant out there under the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, you would think that they would be embarrassed by not following the law and abusing the rights of a retired military veteran to the degree that they would at least have put it in writing. And since they didn't put it in writing, and when I wrote them the first letter asking them to remove me in writing, they refused to directly answer me. I asked for all audio, pictures, complaints, etc., etc. They say they don't have nothing on me. Nothing. That's what's in their first letter. But being who I am, an upright, retired military veteran, family man, and with the Get To Free Press, I wrote them another letter, addressed it to this honorable attorney for the county school system. and perhaps the whole county. And I thought he had gone to, at least, they tell me to be an attorney, you have to go past the Georgia bar. I thought he would at least look at the bar, because I asked him to put it in writing. Why you all put me under this trespass, criminal trespass, and to remove me in writing. He wrote me a very short, embarrassing letter with 1 or 2 sentences which said his client, Wes Taylor, didn't do it. Well, common sense should have told this bar graduate that if his client didn't do it, to get with the sheriff department and find out who was speaking for the sheriff and who slandered Wes Taylor's name and said he was the one that did it. But I want you to know that Attorney Turner, just because I went to an all-black school, Washington Street High School in segregation over in Brooks County, that you can do me like this when I already had attorneys who want to sue y'all. But you all who know me, I never wanted to sue anybody. I don't go around suing people. I could have sued the judge up there in Toombs County, or Toombs Judicial Circuit. All I asked them to do was to abide by the law. But these law enforcement agencies and the school system, I guess, along with the district attorney, Brad Shealy, and the whole court system here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, apparently don't give a damn about the law. If I was in their shoes, just for good facelift, just good facelift and community relations, with all the deaths, all the murders, all the unsolved murders and deaths, not to mention 31 jail deaths at the Lowndes County Jail from 1989 to 2009. The Atlanta Journal and Constitution published that Lowndes County Jail was leading the state of Georgia in jail deaths. Now, y'all know people used to call me and I used to publish all about that. Is that why they put me under a criminal trespass? Or is it because when the 14-year-old girl was hogtied at Lowndes County Middle School, hogtied, placed down on the concrete in the hallway, face down, I mean hogtied, not just handcuffed, hogtied like she was a murderer. Accused her of striking an educator. The educators gave written statement that the young lady never touched her. But do you know, I accompanied her to all the local TV stations, to the Valdosta Daily Times, in front of the Valdosta Daily Times. Do you not know this whiteout news system that apparently is in the clique and among the slicks never published that family's pain? And they had to go before Judge Ellaby. And I'm gonna stop it there, that's another story for another day. Google the 14-year-old at Pine Grove Middle School and watch all the videos where I interviewed the mother and father. Is that why they put me under a criminal trespass? To shut down the constitutional rights of freedom of the press and your right to know. You see, if they control all the news media, you all will stay deaf, dumb, and blind to the times, unable to make intelligent decisions based on facts. Wait a minute. 15 of us were arrested in 2005 for protesting to get Barbara Park name changed from Barbara Park, who history in the Valdosta Daily Times newspaper, from what was written back in the 70s about it, was a racist. So like Forest Street, community leaders and ministers came together and we got it changed. And so Barbara Park became where I was yesterday, Saunders Park. But do you not know the Valdosta Daily Times, no news outlet honored us in terms of following the highway of holiness as Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Sojourner Truth, and others who traveled that great line of holy divine. But all 15 of our names was placed on the crime page as if though we was outright criminals. We could have sued them there. That's right, could have sued them. I haven't finished yet. From the criminal trespass at Lowndes County, do you not know? You probably don't, but it's on video because there's very little I don't give to you all because I don't like y'all being in a state of ignorance. I don't like y'all just going to church, mosques, synagogues, and temples, and Buddhist temples, and just talk about the hereafter and remain ignorant as hell because nobody will publish the news to you. So I was standing in front of the international airport here in Valdosta in Lowndes County. And I want you to know that the Valdosta Police Department pulled up on me and said I could not record at and on the campus. I knew I had a right to do it. Just like when the sheriff department told me I couldn't record or that I could not be on the school property. I knew better, but I wouldn't argue with them, you see, because I know the ways of the wicked. I know the ways of the wicked. My grandmother told me in Brooks County about the ways of satanic people who are really devil worshipers because they don't obey the laws of the land nor the laws of God. Hello, somebody. And so I told the police officer from the Valdosta Police Department, watch this. You say I can't record? I'll just delete it. And I deleted it. I said, you see, I deleted it. And they said, thank you. I went on about my business. I went and talked to Chief Children. Chief Children is a retired military veteran like me. He didn't try to control people. He told me, Ryan, they were wrong as hell. You got a right to go back out there and record as much as you want to. That was not right, it was not fair, I don't approve of it, etc., etc. I didn't make a deal out of that because that's not the flavor of my nature nor the nature of my flavor. You see, I've been doing this type of work since 1975. Why, in March, I think it was, in Gordon, Georgia, because I've been around the state of Georgia recording and publishing and keeping people out of jail and keeping people out of prison. And Florida, when the Florida 9, the Madison Florida 9, they brought those black people up on charges. I went there. So is this why they got the word of the work I'm doing is we better shut that American citizen up before he educate these ignorant people who we thought we had manipulated by giving them a religion that would make them be satisfied by staying in four walls of a church, but not standing up for the principles of the real Jesus the Christ. Wait a minute, haven't finished yet. I used to go to the library. People would be playing on the internet, cursing and sex, porno, and all that right there at the old library on Woodrow Wilson. But see, I'm different from a lot of citizens here in Valdosta, Lowndes County in the state of Georgia. See, I don't play games. See, I used to play games. But one day I fell on my way to the bus station. And I became a real man. And I stopped being a Christian because the people that I saw and the people that told me that they were Christians, that they were Muslims, that they were Jews, that they were Hindu, and that they are you, wouldn't stand up for a damn thing. They wouldn't stand up for a damn thing. But I don't blame them because, you see, I had been indoctrinated into the same teaching. I thought that as long as I pay my tithe, giving free will offerings, donate to the benevolent offering, donate to the pastor's anniversary, and all these other games they play, that I was okay with God. But I found out one day, through the Holy Spirit of my God, not yours, that Spirit said to me, with all your clapping of hands, stomping your feet, hollering hallelujah, hallelujah, and hallelujah, what in hell that have to do with God and the goodness of God's people? Did that help to get the children out of poverty? Does that exercise create equal rights wherein black folk were denied the right to vote and still are? What is all of that hogwash good for? And so my pastor didn't agree with me. I got on radio over 20 years and I talked to my people and I talked to white people. I talk to white people. And I want you to know that white people, that's right, white people, said to me, we appreciate the work that you are doing. We appreciate the work that you are doing. And if you do not do the work and continue the work that you are doing, that this country would fall apart. That's right. He said this country would fall apart. So I just want you to know that there are good people here that are willing to do what is right in God's world. Now, y'all hold on a minute here. I want you to understand that the cost of standing up for what is right is of great cost and consequence. You see, there are people who will not stand up. Oh, excuse me here. Well, anyway, if that don't work, I got it, my live feed on. Now let me get back on track. Yesterday, I was called by a young lady by the name of Sylvia over in Quitman. Her son was killed. That's right, killed. And I was called over there. Yes, I was called over there. Now, I can't get into the completeness and the fullness of what happened because I haven't done my investigation. I haven't gone to get a copy of the police report. But the young lady told me that there's a great possibility that the police department in Brooks County, Quitman, was trying to cover it up. Now, I didn't say that. That's what she said. She said the G.B.R. was not going to investigate her son's death. I talked to the father, and I talked to other people who knew me, and they know the work I was doing, and they follow me on Facebook, Twitter. Surprised me to see so many people that knew me and the work that I've been doing since 1975. I'm gonna get back with you all on that. There's a great possibility that they may come at me again. Not because I'm a lying man, not because I'm not a Muslim, not because I'm not a Jew, not because I'm not a Buddhist, not because I'm not a Christian, but because one day I did what Jesus did. When I fell on my way to the bus station, I got on my ass and I started riding into Jerusalem, just like Jesus, standing up for the masses of the people, not in church, not in your places of worship, but throughout the community. When the Quitman 10, when Brian P. Kemp brought them up on them bogus charges over there, I rode in the Quitman on my ass. And after 4 years, they was exonerated. I kept riding my ass down to Madison, Florida, 9. And I reported on them. Started doing the work of Jesus, but Satan was mad as hell. Started riding my ass, y'all. Rode my ass into Meigs, Georgia, and stuck with Linda Harris when the mainstream news media wouldn't ride their ass. They eventually removed her from office by the help of black folk and white folk. And my heart was in pain. How the people who say they are Christians, they are Muslims, they are Jews, they are Hindu, but wouldn't do nothing, for the most part, to stand up against that innocent mayor, black mayor. They wouldn't stand up on her behalf. White people stood up with her, a few of them. So then I got another call to a place called Lumpkin, Georgia. I mean, these white folks something else, y'all. These white folks something else. And I'm not just blaming white folk, because black folk are in cahoots with them in their wickedness. So when I got a call from Lumpkin, I didn't go to church, pray about it, and forget about it, and then do all this. I got on my ass, and I rode into Lumpkin, and it was a white law enforcement officer that called me over there. He said, Ryan, you're the only somebody that will report that a sitting council member called Charles Gibson a nigger. And I'm still riding my ass. Make a long story short, I reported that one over there many times. Wait a minute, got another call from Dawson, Georgia. Christopher Wright, shot 6 times, black man. One of the youngest mayors ever in the state of Georgia. Shot him 6 times, left in his yard for dead. He lived next door to a pastor. When his mama did, they shot him at his mama's house. Later found out that the city manager put a hit on him. We're gonna give him $5,000 to kill him, but since he didn't kill him, gave him $2,000, I think it was. NAACP President Holly in Dawson, Georgia, can give you the rest of the story. Wait a minute, didn't finish yet. Then I got another call, got on my ass again, rode into Clayton County. They was mistreating a candidate running for state office. Wait a minute, haven't finished yet, I gotta move along now. Rode into Warrenton, Georgia with George Ivey. Them white folks hated him bad or whatever. You see, wherever black people are coming into power, these white folks are changing the type government. They are lying on these people. They are sending them to jail and prisons. And just like they put me under criminal trespass. See, because you don't count. And they've been doing it so long. Because all black folk, even your black religious leaders, they are comfortable in sitting in church talking about heaven and the work that Moses did and the work that Jeremiah did and the work that King Solomon and King David and Esther and Deborah and Boaz and Jochang and Tubal King and the rest of them gentlemen, the work that they did. But what in hell are you gonna write about these local spiritual leaders? What did they do and what kind of books was written about the work that they did? They clapped their hand, they played the game, et cetera, et cetera. And I thank God for the work they're doing. But the old black ministers and religious leaders, they didn't do that. They got on their ass and they was the presidents of the NAACP. They were the leaders in the AKA, the Q Dogs, Zeta Phi Beta, Alpha, all of them, Alpha, all of them, black leaders who had guts. We got too many Sambos and Aunt Janes in city government sitting on these city councilmen and the county commissioners. They look black. They're a long way from black, man. They're a long way from black. In fact, the people in most every place that I just mentioned, they say them people is a disgrace to the black race, most of them. Wait a minute, got on my ass again. Rolled into Davisboro, Georgia. Them black councilmen was afraid of the chief of police there. That's another story. Got on my ass. Rode into Telfair County. They brought them old black people up on charges. Voter fraud charges under Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp and Governor Deal. That's right. Now your news media never publish what I'm telling you about in depth. Rachel Maddow was sent this information. Al Sharpton was sent this information. 60 Minutes was sent this information. 48 Hours was sent this information. Nancy Grace was sent this information. All of them, ABC, you call them. Just like my criminal trespass. It been around the nation. And the ass is still in the lot because won't nobody ride him to ride into Madison, Florida, Quitman, Meigs, Davisboro, Dawson, Lumpkin, Warrenton, Telfair County with Sheriff Stevenson, who Sheriff Stevenson stood up as Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp. And I mean he ripped Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp and his investigators and the G.B.R. down one page and down the other. Said they were the worst investigators that he'd ever seen, and he worked for the federal government. Now wait, don't take my word for it. Google the names that I mentioned on every point, everything that you hear me speak. Don't take my word for it, because I don't want you to believe me. I want you to believe the truth. Because in the end, only truth gonna set you free. I didn't stop riding my ass, y'all. And it wasn't easy riding my ass, because at this dispensation to ride an ass, it causes wear and tear on your car. It causes putting some gas in that donkey's ass to keep him moving. That's why when y'all get mad at me because I say ass. Well, the gas tank on my car ran in the back of it. And so I stick that right in the back part of the car. But very few people give me a dime or say, thank you, dog. But I went to help people because I remember there was another man that they call every dirty name, but he still got on his ass and he rode. That's when I went to Quitman yesterday. I got on my ass. The woman told me, said, you can come next week. The same thing I told KJ Daddy was the same thing I told the Turner family yesterday. I said, no, I got some stuff to do. I'll be there before 7 and 9 o'clock, and I went. Now I have to admit, they gave me something to defray my cost of gas. I'm not gonna lie about that. And I thank them because very few people will do anything for George Boston Ryan. And I don't down y'all for that. The people that I help, most of them don't even come back to say thank you. Ass right. But I understand. Because did not Jesus say one day, have I not chosen you 12? And one of you is a Judas. Did not David say, a man's foes or enemies would be they of his own household? What Jesus said. David said, my own familiar friend, who wined and dined and supped with me, have lifted up his heels against me. So when y'all treat me like this, I feel so blessed because I say to myself, oh, Holy Father, Jesus divine, Allah, or some other 400 names I have record of that God is called. I say thank you because you told me about this. You told me this is what the righteous would go through. Not that I call myself righteous. So I'm happy with the way you treat me. People see me on YouTube, you know what they call me? They call me crazy. Sometimes they tell me you don't have subject and verb agreement. Sometimes they'll tell me your videos are too long and so people don't watch them. If that's the case, why is it that I have some videos got 400,000 views? Boy, Satan is working, isn't it? But it don't work on me. Because when I was a little boy, my grandmother was a third grade education. She educated me about the wicked and the wicked things that was done to our people. And those people that did it was Christians. Earl Evans, black police officer in Quitman, burned him up in the police car. The Densons, the Wooten, the Week of Terror, Mary Turner Lynch, Hayes Turner, Eugene Riley, and all those people, and Sidney Johnson, drug up and down South Patterson Street here in Valdosta, Georgia, back in the day, and nobody brought to justice. And when Mary Turner, when they lynched her, they cut the baby from her womb, and when the baby fell on the ground, a white European mob member took the heel of his boot and crushed the heel of that baby's boot, and he probably was a white Christian going to a white church. And this is why I asked, what good is y'all churches? Why you got these big old churches, man? They definitely is not in Jesus' name. Because if Jesus said, if you was of God, you would do the work of God. If you was of the seed of Abraham, then you would do the works of Abraham. But you see, I want to be the best that I can. So when y'all laugh at me, I just get on my ass and I ride where the people call me to. Nobody will go with me. Most all cases I ride alone, just me, the ass, and God. And your criticism after I get there and do the work. Wait a minute, I'm finishing. I'm just going to hit some questions. Willacoochee, Georgia. I went over there with Bobby Worth and others of the NAACP. Moore's Fort Bridge. Got on my ass, rolled over there with Tyrone Brooks, Helen Butler, Senator Lucas, the late Senator Robert Brown. I went to New Orleans with Olivia Coley Pearson on voter fraud charges. Went to Omaha, Nebraska, Malcolm X building. They building up there a whole memorial. I went to all these places. I got on my ass and I rolled. You say, Ryan, don't you get tired of riding? My ass ain't tired. My ass ain't tired yet. Long as my ass will go. You don't have to support me. But I listen to your junk. I listen to T.D. Jake and all these other men that y'all send all y'all tithe money to. But you won't even send me a dime. And I'm glad you don't. I don't want you supporting me if you don't believe in what I'm saying. I don't want you to support me if you don't stand up for what I stand up for. Do y'all not know I used to speak on Martin Luther King holidays around the South Georgia area, all these cities? I used to be on, they used to call me. But when I look at what these wicked black folks do, placate, imitate, and duplicate the life of Jesus. I mean, the life of Jesus and King. They talk about King said, I had a dream. Well, hell, King didn't just talk about a dream. King implemented the dream and the work of the dream that he dreamed about. King was working. He didn't just talk about what others did before him. So I stopped talking. I don't even go to King celebrations anymore. I'll say it again. I don't go to them no more. Now, if I go to a community and I see where the people that are over that function are going to jail, like I've been to jail, being called a nigger, like I've been called a nigger, called an outside agitator, like I've been called an outside agitator, called many dirty names. Now, if I find out you doing that, I'll be glad to come speak on your anniversary in honor of King. But I ain't gonna be no damn hypocrite. I used to be. I used to be a hypocrite. That's right. And I would stand in church and lift my head up high, knowing that I was a Christian. According to the traditional world, but wouldn't stand up for nothing because I was scared as hell. And the scriptures tell all these scary religious leaders. Jesus mentioned this. God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob did not give us the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. So I rode my ass into Douglas, Georgia, and God knows them white people done tried to beat Olivia down. She been on council over there for over 23 years, to be exact. And Lord knows they tried to destroy her, just like they tried to destroy Mayor Ann Whippaloo in Gordon, Georgia. Just like they've tried to destroy the upright people in Homerville, Georgia, in Waycross, Georgia. It's sad. But I'm here to tell you that I'm standing on Lowndes County High School property of the Lowndes County school system. Why don't Wes Taylor and those come out and arrest me? I'm live over there on another camera. I'm live over there. Only come out and arrest me. I'm gonna tell you something. I will give, y'all can say this. When they arrest me, they never will, but I hope they do. But when they arrest me, I will be getting that attorney. 3 of them want to take this case. I first offered it to Shavine King. I first told Shavine King about how they put me under this criminal trespass because the investigators came and talked to me about the KJ case and these young children out here at school. I talked to him about that. I talked to Atlanta Department of Justice. I could call a name, but I'm not, because I may leave that at a later date. You see, I'm not a fool. Now, I put the audio from them deputies in my video, but there are more information I haven't published yet. And all I asked them to do is to put it in writing that you put me under this criminal trespass. And that since you put it in, you didn't put it in writing, but you told me audio and told me that I would be arrested. So I want you to remove me to make it legal. Because when you put me under it, it was legal. And if I'd have came out here, them black and white deputies would have arrested me. And see, the thing about it is that I use my tape recorder to record what the deputies say. The white deputy ran my driver's license. And when he called him, I got what the lady said over the deputy radio. Then when Deputy Thomas right out here stopped me the second time, I recorded from his radio that it was Wes Taylor that did it. Mr. Robinson, John Robinson, the only minister who really stood up with some real force, came and asked Wes Taylor, what do you have on, Rhines? I want him to record my granddaughter, Lil Terry, graduation, and he couldn't get on the property. I want to know what have he done. You all can hear this on my videos. I'm not going into that. But you see, the wicked, the educated, who don't know God, they can say they love God. They can sit in church as long as they want to. But if you don't stand up for what is right, and if you abuse God's children, you can fool some of the people, some of the times. And you can fool all the people, some of the time. But you can't fool all the people, all of the time, and you can't fool me no time, by the grace of God. Because God say, if you live right, you would have an unction from the Holy One and you would know what the wicked will never know. So I don't put everything out there. I could tell you something else too. There are other people right here from this school campus since KJ died. They put him under criminal trespass. Because the death of KJ apparently was top secret. Those in the clique and among the slicks didn't want you to know. You know what I say? Y'all don't believe me, do you? Y'all think I'm lying to you. I'm not a lying man. My grandmother didn't raise a lying child. I don't lie. I was in Ramstein, Germany. My boys will tell you. They slipped into the BX over there. I called the police on them. I was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I'm a Mason. Not ashamed to say it. Ain't proud to say it either. But it is what it is. This white state patrol pulled me over. Say, you speeding. I said, yes, sir. And he looked and he caught my rein. He said, oh, you a Mason? I said, I'm so accepted by them. He said, I'm gonna give you a warning. Just go ahead on. I said, man, if you don't give me a ticket, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna do a complaint on you. And I said, you are not a Mason. If you don't stand up for what is right, how in hell can you say you're a Mason? I don't want no damn special privileges. I want you to stand up and plumb the line. And if you can't do that, you ain't no Mason, you're a lodge member. I'm a Mason in the beauty of holiness, the best that I know. But I be damn if I'm gonna be a hypocrite with or without a Masonic emblem, with or without a church membership, with or without being a Democrat or Republican. I'm gonna stand up for what's right. That's right. So, I'm gonna close now. And I want you all to know, it haven't been easy all these years. I'm retired from the military, and I had to fight them white, wicked people all through the military. And black ones too. But in the end, truth, right, and justice won. You see, they try their best to keep the truth from you. They love seeing you ignorant, stupid, and dumb, with a PhD and still dumb, with a PhD and can't stand up for nothing. You got the letter of the language. You got the history of the book. But you don't have the knowledge of the living God presiding in the temple of your own head. I'm gonna close with this. KJ case was top secret and still is. You see, I asked C.B. King to deal with my criminal trespass. I asked the Department of Justice to deal with my criminal trespass. I talked to Victor Blackwell. I talked to Valdosta, all the news media locally. They don't care enough, apparently. I say apparently. Because when I told Michael Moore that I was under a bogus criminal trespass, I didn't violate any law, I said that if you investigate my criminal trespass, you just may find out more about what happened to KJ. Can you imagine when they did the investigations, they didn't come to me one time, not even one time, and ask me, why did the superintendent, Wes Taylor, put me under criminal trespass? Now, I will give credit to the person that I spoke to out of Atlanta because they was concerned about what Wes Taylor said. It's all in my videos. When he said I didn't do it, he said, but I think the sheriff department is working on something on him. They got something on him. And when I told the Justice Department came to Valdosta just and sat down with me at Antioch Baptist Church, at Barfield Church, Pastor Barfield. Now, I might not have published much about them because I knew that this was God's work, just like I don't really cry too much about this criminal trespass, because God had to be behind Wes Taylor and Sheriff Prime putting me under a criminal trespass. Otherwise, this video would not even be out here on this campus today. That's God doing. All the 5,000 videos that I've done about the KJ case and my criminal trespass wouldn't even be published. And I got something else to tell you too. YouTube ain't giving me the views. They're taking my videos down, especially about the KJ case. They're taking the good ones down. But you know what I did? I said it before. Every video I ever posted, I got copies of it. And they filed in 3 states because I don't trust these devil worshipers. That's right. And they know that if something happened to me, they know what to do with them. And they are more qualified. They got bigger names than me to do what needs to be done. Al Parson, you've heard me say this before, the owner of the Lake Park Post, he's gone on now. I went to his house that Saturday. He died, I think, that Monday or Tuesday. But before I left, he said, Rams, I got something I want to give you. And I talk about it on the video, that's all I do. And he gave it to me. He said, I want you to keep this. You don't want somebody that will appreciate it. But because I'm the man that I am, see, living in the covenant that God gave for me, not you. See, God gave me this, not you. And somewhere I read, let every man abide in his own calling. KJ case top secret. Y'all rejoice and say that the mother, Jackie, and Kenneth, the father, got to pay $300,000 to those attorneys that was in Judge Richard Porter III courtroom. Y'all know about that because the Valdosta Daily Times published it. Your TV stations published it. But they didn't publish. They didn't publish. They didn't publish what George Boston Rhymes published by the grace of the God of creation. Because when that court case was going on, Judge Richard Porter III allowed those white attorneys to give their own oath, raise their hand, and give their own oath. I'd never seen that before in my life. They did that in a courtroom in the KJ case. They disrespected Shaveen King. Shaveen King know how these people are, so he wasn't even upset about it. He was just as cool as a thumbtack. When Judge Richard Porter got ugly with Shaveen King, Shaveen King acted like he was the master of the courtroom. That's right. Now I'm gonna ask you again. What did the Valdosta Daily Times say? What did ABC, NBC, Fox, and other local TV stations and stations around the world say about Judge Richard Porter sleeping on the bench? The wicked turn their back on that. But the righteous and the holy who don't go to church like you and holler hallelujah, hallelujah, and holy Jesus, and holy Buddha, and the rest of the game. But I publish the truth because I love you like Jesus loved you. I publish the truth that Judge Richard Porter III was sleeping in the stand. WSB out of Atlanta saw it. They were in the courtroom. ABC and Velocity, all of them was in the courtroom. They didn't publish, but I did. Y'all know why I did it? Because Jesus said, my sheep know my voice, and a stranger they will not follow. So when I hear the voice of God, I raise my foot and I get on my ass, and I ride on in. And though we suffer, and though we die, by the blood of the Lamb, we shall overcome. Now this is my closing. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. For it is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Lord commanded the blessings, even life forevermore. I am a retired military veteran under a 9-year bogus criminal trespass by Superintendent Wes Taylor and this same Board of Education. Wes Taylor is not here, but the all-white Board of Education is. But they would not respond to me in writing. And they got an attorney by the name of Turner. And to me, he made himself look like a fool. And I'm waiting for them to come arrest me. I'm coming again out. They might be out here tomorrow. I want them to arrest me. I've been wanting them to arrest me. That's why I keep coming out here. I got some attorneys now really want the case. And all I ask them, because I'm a God-fearing man, I asked them to remove me in writing in the manner they put me on it, verbally, from 2 Lowndes County Sheriff deputies. Isn't that something? The district attorney under the Southern Judicial Circuit haven't said nothing about it. You hear what I say? Did you hear what I said? You see, God got me to paint this picture. See, they don't even fly a Georgia state flag over the Southern Judicial Courthouse. I'll say it again. They do not fly the Georgia state flag over the Superior Courthouse here in Valdosta and Lowndes County. And I've traveled across the state of Georgia. In Atkinson County and Valdosta and Lowndes County, the only 2 courthouses I saw. And of course, the school here don't fly. They got one over there. These people, y'all, are playing y'all for a fool. We home to Moody Air Force Base. What in the world is wrong with the wing commanders at Moody, the squadron commanders at Moody, the base commander at Moody, who take your sons and daughters under the combat wing over there and send them over in foreign nations to die if necessary. But they won't even fly a Georgia state flag in their honor, and your elected officials won't even say boo. And they tell me that they are spiritual people. They tell me that they love God's children, and they won't even fly a flag over the National Guard Armory, won't even fly the flag over the Rainwater Conference Center, won't even fly a flag over the VA clinic, won't even fly a flag over the Lowndes County Museum. And they didn't have one over City Hall until I raised hell, and they fought me like hell not to put it up.
2 weeks ago, and he's not allowed to be on top. So I went to West Haven.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
well, no, you know me, man. I'm a vibe. I'll do exactly
what you go in this area, you will get arrested, okay?
Okay, what can I try?
You can stay right here.
Okay, they got a public meeting down here, so you're telling me I can't go to the public meeting?
I do not know anything.
I got you, but there's a public meeting.
All I'm saying is,
I'm not going.
I've been told.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that there's a public meeting down here, so you all telling me that I cannot go to a public meeting, and I haven't violated no law.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do like you're saying, but
you have a criminal trespass warning for the area of Lowndes High School.
Okay. Everybody, all of us do.
No.
Well, I do.
As far as I know, it's just you.
Is that right?
As far as I know.
Okay, I don't want to hold up traffic. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, bro?
Go back out this way.
Okay, man, it's gonna be interesting in court.
One more. Everything that I mentioned to you, including the Whiteout News, they seem to be a reflection of the old Valdosta 1860 city charter, which says, and I had it removed, I fought like hell to get that charter removed too. Here's what it said, and the charter word is going to be the last thing I say. In paragraph 100, section 11, on the second floor of the Valdosta City Hall leading into Judge Edward Courtroom on the second floor, here's what it said, and I quote, "The mayor and council shall pass all proper necessary laws and ordinances for the control of slaves and free persons of color, and to control, suppress, and obey all nuisances arising from hogs, dogs, horses, and other livestock straying at large in Valdosta." Y'all have a nice day. You got white folk in this city, and you got black folk in this city. Let me repeat. You got white folks in this city, and you got black folks in this city. You got black folk in this city, and you got white folk in this city. And they still believe in that slave-like mentality. So you got black folk who don't want anything to change here. I told you I was gonna close after the charter. I'm closing. Sorry it took so long, but I do it because it exemplifies the love that I have for you, because you are God's children. If I didn't love you, how in the hell could I say I love God? If I didn't stand up for the truth, how could I say that I love Buddha, or that I love Allah, or that I love the son of Amram and Yoshabel Moses? Y'all have a nice day. It's one thing I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be a damn hypocrite. Peace be unto you. God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. And I say again, we're at Lowndes County High School, and we are on the property of Lowndes County School property system. And I'm gonna wait around here a few more minutes to see if they send the sheriff or the city out to arrest me. Y'all just hang on a minute while I test the waters. Because you see, God did not give us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Y'all have a nice day. May God bless you. Whatever you do, man, woman, and children, stand up for what is right, man. We was at the park yesterday, and people from Nigeria, Liberia, Brunswick, and other places came, standing up for the people in Valdosta. And I was the only person from Valdosta. I was the only person in Valdosta attending that rally. But they called me Satan. Y'all have a nice day. Peace be unto you. Bye-bye. We go. I was stopped going into the Lowndes County graduation by Deputy Thomas. He said I was on a trespass warrant, trespass papers, and I had been restricted for 2 weeks by not going on the property. So I was advised to follow that up Tuesday. So what I did, I went to magistrate court and asked them for a copy. They said they didn't have one. They said I was in the wrong place, so I need to come to the sheriff's department. I came to the sheriff's department and I talked to Lieutenant Styles D. Jones. He said the sheriff's department did not issue a warrant. I mean, a trespass warrant on me, anything of that nature. And so I left there, and what's going on? Now, Mr. Robinson went to Mr. West Taylor, who's the superintendent of the school, and that morning, and he was in, so he talked extensively with the next person in line. And so when I left the sheriff's department yesterday, I went back home, and Robinson called me, and I met him at a restaurant, and while he was there, West Taylor called him. And West Taylor said that he didn't issue no trespass papers on me. Stiles said that the school superintendent was the one that issued it. And so this morning, my attorney told me to go to the district attorney office. I went to the district attorney office, and I got Beth Green. I talked to her down in the state court. Then I went up to the district attorney and talked to Miss Melanie up there. And she said, well, let me have a seat. And so she called the sheriff's department. The sheriff's department says that is a trespass papers on me. And that generated some questions. And like I told the district attorney, the only place I know now to do is go to the Georgia Attorney General. And so no, she said to me, go talk to the sheriff. And here I am.
George, the only thing I can tell you, I'll check on it and find out where this warrant transpired, who took the warrant out. If it's still active, I'll call you back. That's the only thing I can tell you, because I'm not familiar with the warrant itself. I am not familiar with the warrant itself. I will try to find out who took the warrant, if there is an active warrant, and then I'll call you and let you know.
Okay, now what they did, all the agencies, I'm going to the federal government now. I'm going to check with the federal government.
Well, check with anybody you want to, George. I'm just telling you, I'll check on it and find out if it's an active warrant and who took it. And then I'll call you back.
I know I can check with who I want, so you know I know that. I'm very smart. I know that. I know I can check with who I want, and I'm going to do that.
Well, go ahead and do that, George. I'm not trying to stop you. I just told you what
and another statement, too, was made by Mr. West Taylor. I don't have the exact words, but I wrote down on some paper. And from what he said, is there's something in the works on you. Now, that concerns me, and it concerned the people that I was with yesterday. And
I don't know about any of y'all.
That's okay. That's okay. I just want you to know that, because there are people who love me and who respect me, and those, and black and white. And so these particular people, I just wanted to be known that when he made the statement that he made, and whatever it is what it is. It is what it is. Have a good day.
And for this sheriff department to continuously tell lies, it's right here in its documents. Read the third autopsy report, peoples. Don't take my word for it. Read the third autopsy report. It doesn't state what he said.